Hello Year 5, today's reading extract is from Return of the Planet Dread, which is the book that we looked at yesterday where we looked at the blurb. So if you enjoyed reading the blurb and it made you feel like you wanted to read this book, here's a little snippet from inside and it's called Space Attack. Now, once you finish reading this extract, you'll see that on the Google Drive are again some Viper comprehension questions for you to answer. The first 4 questions are to do with vocabulary, with the first few only needing a single word answer. The last one you will need to write a sentence to explain this one, but because it's a vocabulary question, you don't need to write as much as if it was like an inference or an explain question. When you come to this question, what do you think the author means when he says the ship was bathing in red light? You need to think about your experience. Now, hopefully, all of you or most of you will have the experience of being in a bath. And what happens to your body when you are in a bath? Think about how much of your body is submerged underwater, and then think about what that means then if then the ship is bathing in red light. For your inference questions, you'll need to obviously write more detail than your vocabulary questions, using some of the strategies that we looked at yesterday in our inference questions. In today's video, I'm going to be modelling the explain question. So if you want some help with the inference question, then obviously think about the things that we looked at yesterday. Prediction question, obviously, that is based on your own opinion, but obviously make sure you use evidence from the text to support your prediction. I'm going to skip the explain question because I'm going to go through that in more detail later on. Your retrieval questions, you've got 4. Again, they are often one-word single answers. Think about the question type to tell you what you should be looking for. So what is the name? You're looking for a name, you're looking for a proper noun. Proper nouns have capital letters, so obviously then that gives you a clue as to which word you should be retrieving. This one, where, is obviously a place, so you need to be retrieving an answer of a place. So this question, the explain question, says explain how the author creates and builds tension. If we have a look at the extract, you might choose to look for specific language and presentation techniques. So it might be that you talk about the use of ellipsis here and how that builds and creates tension and suspense. It might be the particular words that he uses. So the word self-destruct, for example, has negative connotations, so you can obviously explain how that creates and builds tension. Here, the self-destruct, Simon screamed down his ears, that use of personification. So you could obviously describe how the figurative language creates suspense and builds tension. But you don't always have to look for language techniques and punctuation marks. It might be actually specific parts of the story that creates tension and suspense. So when you look at the answers, after you finish, you'll see that actually most of the ones for this question are to do with the events that happen within this extract. So it might be that obviously we're looking at things like the siren, so the warning sounds. That obviously creates and builds tension. We've got as well about the flashing lights bathing everything in red. The warning lights again helps build suspense and tension. The fact that it is the colour red is actually the sign of danger, so that also helps create and build suspense. So we've already picked out quite a few that we could use. I would say in your explanation answer you need to write about 2 or 3 of those. So let's have a go at answering this question. I've got to find where my text box has gone. Hang on, if I maximise it and put the text box and then minimise it after, then we can see the text as well as the answer. might even minimize that so it's better probably for you to see, so that we can have them both on the screen at the same time. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, say, the author uses a variety of language techniques to create and build tension. For example, in the text it says the self-destruct siren screamed down his ears. So I've got a point and then I've got my evidence. Now I need to explain it. I'm just having a look at my spelling of destruct. It's the same, so obviously it doesn't like the hyphen on here. I need to obviously say what type of language is used. Is used screams. So the use of personification style personification helps the reader to imagine the deafening noise from the siren. So the use of personification helps the reader to imagine the deafening noise from the siren, and this makes them, as a reader, understand the danger they are in. Therefore, this is an effective way of creating and building tension. Okay, that would probably get me 1 mark so far. If it was a 2 mark question, I need to obviously pick another example. I may get 2 marks if the examiner's feeling kind for the fact that I've used some evidence and I've explained it. But it's always best for those 2-3 mark questions to always put a more than one piece of supporting evidence. Additionally, the use of the colour red of the flashing lights helps to create tension, as this colour is typically associated with danger. Okay. Now, there's lots of other pieces of evidence that you could have used, so you might choose to use some different ones. You can have a look at the answers online to check. And if you're not sure, then obviously you know that you can email us at year5@brindley.com.